How's it going, everyone? It is Friday, October 25th, 2024. Let's look at the picks from the last video, which was Tesla and VKTX. So, when the video came out, Tesla had made a pretty nice move over here. And I said, look, if we get a pullback on the stock and it starts to inch up higher, pullback is relatively strong. Market also holds its own on the pullback. Then we can take this stock as a trade. So we got the pullback here. Tesla made a new high of the day. We got our nice little 1-up bullish cross on the stock after a bullish divergence. And then we took a nice win on that stock over here. And we actually had another bite on the stock later in the day, right around here at 258, and take profits on that pop up late in the day. So a couple nice wins on Tesla. The other one that we had was VKTX. This is a stock that actually could set up again today. So stock, again, broke out a lot of major technical levels. And yesterday I said, look, get in on this pullback. So we got the pullback over here. This was somewhat organized, so it wasn't the most ideal pullback, but we did find some strength at VWAP. We started to rally up over here, so took it right around here, 72.55, and then took some small profits, actually right around here, maybe about $1 or so on the stock, given that it wasn't really able to get back to the high of the day. The market was still rallying, but it started to flatline, and we got this cross down and not really doing a whole ton here. And here's eventually where it ended up crossing down. So nice little small win VKTX. Not as good because this pullback on this bearish cycle was a little bit stronger. I want to talk about these 1-up crosses for stocks. And I have been kind of looking at them for the past week or so. Still sort of forming my thoughts, but here's one example on Tesla that you can see here. So here's our first, right? Here's our bull cycle from yesterday. Super big cycle. It obviously produces because we have this big move up from earnings. Then we get this bearish cycle that tells us to be careful. So on this bearish cycle, stock actually managed to hug the high of the day and have some relative strength, or some relative strength over here. Kind of flatlines a little bit, but the relative strength in this case is generally high with little dips. That just tells us that the stock is generally strong. The main thing is the volume is high and the price action is very orderly. So could buy in on this dip right here, this high of the day, and you take profits right over here as it starts to cross down. That's a nice $3 over here. Second, we get another divergence later in the day. This coincides with this drop in the market. Now, as soon as the stock finds some support at 1210, 1225 and so on, this stock finds its legs. We get another 1-up bullish cross, get a nice little rally. Then we're pulling back here. Now, this is a longer pullback in this cycle. You can see that there's a couple of these little mini crosses where we cross up, cross down, cross up again, cross down. So these mini crosses, you can get faked out on those. So if you bit here, you would scratch out of the trade here on the cross down and then just wait. They usually will have a cross somewhere right around, usually by negative territory. In this case, it was positive, but it's far closer to zero. And then we actually get a clean move up over here at 250. And then you could ride it up. Now, if you take this 1-up cross later in the day, you would actually have to exit out over here. So it'd be a smaller gain. You lose a good $1. But since it's later in the day, this is a pretty good one to actually warrant just taking profits on the pop up. It's in the last 30 minutes. So there's a chance to get, I don't know, 3 trades in this stock, which is pretty rare for a stock, but it had a lot of divergences, which means you can get back in the stock. Made a lot of new high of the days. And you can see it didn't really spend a lot of time retracing the prior move, right? It would make a move here. The retracement was weak and wimpy, and then we get a nice powerful move. This was a bit of a longer pullback because it was digesting more of the gains, and it already made first leg, second leg, third leg, and then that's the last bit of the rally. So contrast this with Tesla today, where we got some nice strong red candles over here, and then we got some organized selling on this move down. So it doesn't mean that this 1OP cross isn't going to produce, but it means like we're probably likely to not get to the high of the day. So you want to get in on this cross on support, finding some support here. You can even take it above VWAP, although I find this to be a tad late. And you get in over here, and you'd probably end up scratching the trade 1OP wise on this level, and I would probably stop out of this trade and then wait for the second divergence to come up on the stock. Tesla is getting close to some major resistance levels. Oh, there's VKTX moving. Nice market seeming to finding some support here. So, Tesla is getting close to some resistance levels. There's some right over here. This candle on July 11th. This is a huge R volume candle over here. Same thing with this. That was a pretty huge R volume candle. So there's quite a bit of volume coming in, and we actually broke through a lot of this volume with a ton of volume yesterday. So goes to show all of the sellers here. Now we may potentially have the firepower to break through here. Not quite sure. But that's what we're seeing here in the stock. Went parabolic for a couple of days, digesting some of those gains. And this is a nice little breakout here on this guy. Oh yeah, what a move. So that was Tesla. Let's take a look at what the market is doing today. So on a D1 basis, and actually, you may have noticed my layout has changed. Trying a couple of stuff. So the blue circles is where I would have taken some swings. So right here, SPY is finding some support at AVWAPQ. Yesterday was a big day. First on a longer term basis, again, we've kind of been drifting higher technically. Volume has been okay. We make a new all-time high, compress for a little bit, check the breakout, come again. Over here, check the breakout. Once that breakout is held, we start to drift up higher. So that kind of creates the channel that we're in. And actually, if I were to draw a channel here, something like that maybe could be the channel. So we're kind of in this bullish channel here. Get on the bottom, take profits on the top, and you can rinse and repeat. Now, on a shorter term time frame, we had a couple of days of selling the past few days after this all-time high. Came back in. Here's the AVWAP-Q test. Now, yesterday we gapped up. And let me take out VWAP because it's kind of cluttering the charts here. We took out we tested AVWAP-Q. We gapped up yesterday, came back in, tested the bid again, formed a higher low, rallied up. Today, here's an interesting thing. I've been using this AVWAP-Q from this all-time high. You can see that we were chopping around here, tested, failed, came back down. Now we gapped up, opened over here, broke out, came back and tested. Now we're actually testing this AVWAP-Q over here. So this is acting as some support for the market. And that is a potentially bullish sign. So we're still making new highs and lower lows. So looking at the market right now, we had a pretty decent move down on the market over here. And we got this strong move higher. Here's a breakout. Here's our AVWAP from the all-time high. Market came down over here. Now this move was somewhat organized. Now we're chopping around. We got a fresh buy signal. So here's probably where I actually take a trade and look to see if I can ride that up to the high of the day. So on a shorter term, I am mildly bullish right now. I think I would take some longs over here and continue the trend higher. But we'll be a little bit cautious because it's not as maybe bullish of a trend day. This could be sort of a wider range type of day today. Okay, so what can we trade? Now, there's a couple stocks that I am liking here. Actually, I should probably go over my picks from the prior video that we're still in. So let me first, I know I talked about Tesla and VKTX. I got a little bit ahead of myself with the market. So Oracle today, Stock had a nice little rally in the morning. And today, rallying a little bit with the market. I'm looking to take maybe a smaller loss. Probably going to exit this trade today. I had a chance to exit the trade in this morning strength. And I thought this bull cycle could potentially produce. Turns out it did not produce. And we went back to the low of the day, testing this level. So Oracle, not super strong on an M30 basis, has had some relative weakness. Just been super choppy. And since I have the 11-1 calls, they expire next week. I'll be in the money, but I'll lose all my premium. So not quite a fan of that. And I'm just looking to take a good loss. So if I can get in, look, maybe for right now, I'm down about 45%. So if I can get maybe like a 30% loss on a little pop-up, then I'll take it. But looking to potentially close that out today. NVIDIA was the other stock that we had. So actually held up pretty well during the market move up. Has a nice, looks like a nice little bearish divergence over here. So NVIDIA could be a pretty nice pick for the day. Volume is okay. Not a huge fan of it volume-wise, but still looking pretty good, and I think we have a good chance to scratch or even take profit on the CDS today. All right, so let's get into a couple of picks for today. So first one I like, IONQ. Beautiful stock. So we got this cross over here, and this is kind of the type of trade you want. So let's just look at this D1 chart first, right? Super strong stock, ton of momentum. Okay, so today, benign, divergent bullish cycle. Buy here, okay, take the small win here. Pulls back again, starts to rally up. Okay, buy over here, right? We get this 1OP bullish cross right over here at 1210, and stock is continuing that move quite well on some steady green candles, rising volume. Super nice move after testing that breakout. So really nice stuff from IONQ. As soon as the market actually found some support, looks like at 1140-ish, found some support, this stock started to rally. So really like this stock. Other stock I called out, VKTX. So like this one here, we got this fresh bullish cross. The stock pullback has been fairly weak. So wouldn't mind getting in on the stock right now and looking to get in on the high of the day. So I think VKTX right here will be our pick of the day again, on the notion that this will hold, we'll get it back above VWAP, and this stock can actually make a new high of the day. So that's probably going to be the pick of the day. Let's take a look at a couple of other ones over here. PLTR is a nice one. So made a pretty decent move. This bullish cycle produced, bearish cycle benign. So now we're getting the setup that we want on this stock. Beautiful D1 chart. I'm actually watching this 1OP on the D1. You can see we have this really nice bearish divergence. So, I mean, again, who knows? We also got earnings in 10 days. So it's like, all right. But just something I have been noticing. All right, so I like PLTR. PLTR is another nice little setup over here. This is some long mixed candles, so tells me that, it is flattening out over here. I like to see some sort of decent cross up at this point. We are hitting a little bit of resistance at 45. We also have this high here at 44.39. So probably 44.39. Yeah, broke above that high, so probably has to retest it. As well. Another one, not the typical D1, but is a decent setup here. INTC, it's formed a nice base. It's starting to grind up and rally up higher, and is actually breaking through this downward sloping trend line. Very orderly stock. We do have earnings coming out on Halloween, so very spooky. This stock, you see, actually, you think you would be able to buy it here, and this should produce, but does not produce because we have this downward sloping trend line in the way. So it's actually not my pick, right? You can't just rely on 1OP. Everything has to be clear, and then you use 1OP. The best way I can describe it is that it will not make a bad trader good, but it will make a good trader great. You need to be able to find a good D1 chart. You need to be able to know TA and understand cycles. You need to be able to find a nice M5 chart, and everything has to be clear. And then you layer on 1OP as that final little piece of the puzzle at the very end. So IO and Q is one such example. TPR could be good. Got a huge breakout, a lot of clear skies. So it's made its move, not doing a whole lot. One stock I am keeping my eye on here is WDC. So right now you see like, all right, this stock isn't really doing a whole lot. A couple things I like about this. So first of all, we have a gap up and we're in this really long compression. We're just holding all these gains. Let's look at this on an HA candle here, right? We're just holding most of the gap. We haven't really poked much through it here. We're holding the support at 71. So what I want to see is some steady buying that breaks through VWAP, and then I'm going to buy that stock. All right, so we might get that with this bullish crossover here. You can see that from this cycle, this bearish cycle, benign, this cycle, this bullish cycle, benign, this bearish cycle kind of produced here. So we might need to see another quick cycle, one or two, quick small cycle up, quick small cycle down, and then we could inch up higher. But that's just kind of one of the things I'm looking for here. But I'm probably going to go with VKTX. Let's take a look at QFin. Couple stocks are coming up on my scanners now. Not bad. I did look at QS yesterday. Let's see how that stock is doing. Okay, so it's coming back. It's testing that 100-day SMA. This could be a good play, but we'd have to see it. Let's see if it's what signals it's on. All right, so I'm gonna create an alert. Let me see what alerts I have on it right now. Above VWAP. Okay, so this could be a nice little swing. I'm gonna create an alert for an M30 buy signal. And this is a D1 reversal setup. All right, so on that buy signal, we can reevaluate the trade. If it still looks good, we can start to buy. But this is a super high volume breakout on QS yesterday, and on earnings as well. And a lot of that volume came in here. We also got some volume on the sell-off. So we'll see if it ends up being a failed breakout or not. But so far, the stock has not done a whole lot over here. So I'm not going to draw that trend line. Probably going to break that soonish, but let's see what happens on that stock. All right, so those are the picks for today. Let's go back to VKTX. Beautiful. So from my call out, see how it's doing. Yep, still pretty flat here. It's about pretty flat 80-30. So let's see how that does in the video on Monday. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all then.